Ash, I'm pretty pumped to be spending the day with you, a bit of a day in the life of. It's been a funny old year, hasn't it? But what's ahead of us?
Yeah, a bit of a cruisier day, a bit of a change in schedule, change in scenery. Obviously, I still like to start the day with my tennis session and then relax a little bit in the afternoon and switch off a bit. So it's going to be a good day, but yeah, gearing up, ready to go.
I love the way that when you talk about switching off, it still involves, racket in hand or club in hand or bat in hand, because we're going to go and play some golf as well. You're going to show me how you play golf, because I'm actually rubbish on the golf course, but I'm happy to take some pointers.
No, it's good. It's just a way for me to switch off. It's a hobby of mine. I love to get out and be active. I love to be outside. I love to be in nature, and I think that for me is a way that you can become really energised and really refreshed. So looking forward to it.
Has that been your go-to during this 2020 year that we've had, COVID, off the back of like a sensational 2019 for you as well? It's one of those things, right? You want to build on that momentum, and then all of a sudden pause gets pressed on life and the world as we know it.
A bit of a forced change, but I think for the whole world it's been an adjustment period. It really has, and you have to take it for what it is. Find the silver lining, find what works for you, and for me, I've felt recharged, ready to go, and I think a lot more grateful and appreciative for the little things that you realise mean a lot to you. And competing for me and being able to test myself against the best in the world is something that I've missed, and I can't wait to get stuck in soon, hopefully.
How long are we here for?
Couple of hours. Nice to get the work in and out, get it done.
Get it done. Ash, do you come here often?
Here? A little bit, on the court.
This is home, is it not? We talk about the home away from the home away from the home.
Correct.
But this is where we see you, what we know of you at your best.
I like to call this is my bubble. Yeah. When I'm on the court, whether it's when I'm training or I'm practicing or I'm playing, no one can touch me here. We talk about that a lot with my coach. This is our sanctuary. When we're on the court, we come to work and we get to have fun with it. We get to get creative and enjoy it.
When you talk about creativity and being in the bubble, I guess a great bubble to be in was 2019, winning the French Open and becoming world #1 as well. What are your fondest memories of that time and that year?
Yeah, it's a hard one, because I think when I think of 2019, it's actually really hard to pick a favourite memory. There were so many highlights during that year for different reasons. I mean, for Fed Cup, first Fed Cup final in a lot of years for us. Personally, it was my first time trying to lead kind of that team and be a leader in a way. So that was a bit of a personal goal and focus for me. And obviously then through the clay was an exceptional period. Almost a favourite time of year for me for the grass. I got to #1, but it's all of these times finishing off the year really well in Asia was incredible. I think there's so many memories and so many stories and fun times that came out of that year that was just remarkable. And it was a little bit disappointing not to be able to try and defend some of those this year in 2020, but I think now we've got an opportunity to try and do it next year. So there's always another opportunity, always something else we can try and do. When
you won the French Open, did it feel real at the time? Could you believe that, yeah, this has just happened to me?
Yes and no. I think my first words when I turned around and looked at my box said it all, when I was just like, what's just gone on? What the. But for me, it was a dream that I didn't know was a dream. When I was able to hold the Susan Lenglen Trophy, I was just like, wow, this is a dream. So to be able to experience that and have so many kind of emotions of a roller coaster during that fortnight was just remarkable.
And then moving forward, and you spoke about it, you played in Shanghai, but it all wrapped up in Qatar when you headed into 2020 and this pause period that we've had in the year. What's that been like for you?
Strange, and almost in a way really refreshing. I've said a number of times over my career that when I come home, this is where I recharge, this is where I refresh. And to have that for a whole year has been really strange, but I think in a way it's been really energising and almost made me more eager and more driven to get stuck into next year. So I can't wait for the summer to come around. I feel like we've been training, we've been preparing, and I'm ready to go into that last phase where it's flick over to competition time, but I'm excited.
For many of us that wouldn't know what it takes to become number one, we would just presume that, you know, you might watch some Netflix, be doing some cooking, spending time at home, but you're on the court every day. Is that what happens when you get a big break in your schedule?
Yeah, I think there's time to relax, there's time to refresh, but you know, when we're in our training blocks beforehand, it's 6 days a week of training, where a lot of the time I don't get to spend a lot of time off the court or doing different things. One, because I'm too tired to be able to do it. I think pre-season for athletes is always really tricky, but for us, especially Aussies, we travel so much throughout the year. When we're home for a period of time, you try and make the most of and the best of both worlds if you can.
So are you quite religious when it comes to game day and what you do in terms of your technique to get ready before you actually walk out onto court?
It is, but it isn't. It's a little bit superstitious, but it's just a routine. Yeah. Over time, it's become really natural and second nature. I always prepare my bag in the same way, my clothes in the same way, and nothing. I try not to let anything rattle me too much because there are so many different variables and conditions that could rattle you. So for me, I control what I can control, and then leave the rest to whatever it may be.
So much time at home to then back on the road again, right?
It could be a really, really busy year. I may not be home a lot next year, but it's two sides to a coin. Honestly, I've been able to enjoy my time at home this year, knowing that the normal sacrifices that I make, I didn't have to make this year, but also that I miss them. I miss travelling, I miss playing, so I'm going to get to do that in 2021 and we'll be all good.
Will we see a difference in the competition, do you think? We've seen that already in the year before. Not everyone was involved. People didn't play due to COVID, not being able to get in touch with their coaches, travel restrictions, the works. Does that change? Do you feel that there's a change in perspective and a little bit of change in competition coming?
I feel like next year's still going to be a bit different. Don't quite know what to expect. I think there still will be some challenges with tournaments and where we can play, where we can't play, how free our travel is. Obviously, as a global sport, we jump around almost every week to a different country, to a different place. So that's going to be an adjustment. But I think, you know, a lot of codes all around the world have done an exceptional job in getting people to play. And that's all we want to do as players. All we want to do is play. We want to go out there and compete and enjoy.
Give us some insight into how you do prepare from a tactical perspective and from a mental perspective as well, because you find out who you're facing in quite a short period of time.
Yeah, it's an adjustment. I feel like there's always a couple of tournaments that we make really key events. We want to make sure that we're prepared for that event, and obviously I want to do well in every single event and every opportunity that I get to go out in the tennis court, but we definitely prioritise some tournaments and schedule around that. But before matches, sometimes you only know 12 or 15 hours before you're going to play someone, which is really normal in a tennis sense. You get used to that, but Ty's is absolutely exceptional in his preparation. He's got a database of all players, of what they like to do, what they don't like to do, and how that relates to my game. He's coached a lot of players over the years, but for my game, he's found this formula, and that's why he's the best at what he does. But I love that conversation with him and going back and forth and working out how we as a team are going to beat their team, if that makes sense.
When you walk out onto court, the Aussie Open, what are you thinking about? What's that moment before the match actually starts? What's going through your mind then?
One of my favourite things to do walking out onto centre court is when I walk out, look up and smile. Smile at the crowd, smile at the arena, smile at the court, and smile at the opportunity. And when I'm nervous, that's a promise that I make to myself that no matter what, when you walk out into the court, you smile. You take it all in, and that kind of relaxes me. We use our warm-up to get going, and then white line fever, off we go.
I can't wait to see you in action very soon, Ash. Well, I'll see you in action very shortly. I'll let you warm up without me though.
Sounds good, sounds good.
I can't stop from moving my head left to right.
It can be.
That's the name.
Can be mesmerising.
So over your 2 hours of training, Ash, what do you tend to work on, or does it differ session to session?
We kind of structure the sessions as obviously the bulk of the work, the most intense stuff at the start, and then hang on and keep the quality for as long as you can. But obviously a lot of volume through ground shots and serving, returning, and then we also try and bring in the skill stuff with the volleys and different things along the way.
Do you get to choose your partner?
Sometimes.
Your opposition?
Sometimes.
Such as
It's
today?
nice to hit with other girls, but also then at times hit with some of the boys to get a different ball, practice against everything, and keep it a little bit fresh, not always just the same ball coming at you.
It was great to see you out on the court.
No, it's good. It's nice to get in and out. I'd like to get it done. Intense, get the work done and then go home.
Bit of fire in the belly, like the
Always.
competitive spirit there, Ash.
Always, we can't help it.
How are you feeling after that little session this morning, Ash?
It's always nice to get a blowout. I think that's what I enjoy. That's my bubble. That's my sanctuary. So being able to work hard and then relax afterwards is the best feeling.
Worked up quite a sweat. I felt a bit guilty sitting on the sidelines there. What's up next?
First of all, most importantly, go and get a coffee.
Yeah, good.
Get the energy back into the body, and then we'll have a bit of a cruisy afternoon, playing a little bit of golf and going to the beach, I think.
Nice. Sounds like a great day.
Could I please get a strong skinny cap?
Absolutely.
Just a flat white for me, please.
Lovely. Strong cap, flat white, please.
Thank you.
Where's your favourite place outside of home?
London.
Yeah?
I could live in London.
Yeah, okay.
I'd love to do a year there.
Yeah.
I know Gary would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
Just because he would want to go to Liverpool.
I was going to say, is it a possibility?
No,
It's not, is it?
No. But I love the UK. Like I love going.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that coffee, Ash. That was yum.
I always prioritise my day around when I can get my coffees. 2, 3, sometimes 4 a day for me, especially when I'm training hard. But yeah, good to get one. Now let's go to the golf course and have some fun.
4 a day?
Yeah, you have to keep the system going. I love it. It doesn't stop me sleeping. Doesn't stop me. It gets me ready to go, and it's all good.
Or we might see some Bryson DeChambeau on the golf course.
We'll
later.
see how we go.
I dare say over the COVID period that you've your handicap's improved.
Played a lot of golf when I wasn't hitting tennis balls. It's certainly nice for me just to be able to relax, kind of slow down when we play golf, as opposed to a quick tennis kind of game in the pace it is tennis.
What's your handicap then, Ash? Come on.
Sitting at 3 at the moment.
Yeah, that's impressive.
But I need to practice to stay at 3, so we'll see how we go. Something that's been in my family for a long time, so I love it.
Yeah, your dad's a bit of a golfer, isn't he?
He is. He was, he played, represented Australia when he was younger and was going down the college route to play professional golf, but chose against it in the end and settled at home and met Mum on the golf course, and that's all she wrote.
So Robert,
Yes.
right? Robert met Josie on the golf course, and how did you meet your current partner?
On the golf course.
Oh, there we go.
Mum's a very good golfer as well, single handicapper. So if any sport is in our blood and our family, it's golf.
It's golf. Okay, well, we're about to see some of that action right now, which is good.
No pressure. We'll see how we go.
Looks good.
Beautiful here.
How's the wind gonna go?
Coastal courses are always nice, but look, we'll see how we go. It'll be beautiful. It's a nice course. We'll be right.
Could we call this your home away from home, Ash, on the golf course?
I think we can. It's certainly somewhere where I find almost solace in a way. It's a way for me to relax, to slow down. It's a different pace to tennis. I certainly enjoy it and at times have a good laugh at myself.
How much have you been playing during the COVID period?
When I wasn't training and in kind of training mode before the summer, it was 2 or 3 times a week. Yeah, once I'm training again, tennis takes priority, unfortunately. But it's starting to warm up again now. So during winter, I mean, Queensland winters are beautiful to be playing golf.
I feel like you're playing it down a little bit. You are the Brookwater Golf Club female champion.
It wasn't a massive field, but it was good fun. My first time playing competitive golf. I certainly had some butterflies, but pretty cool to be able to try something different, really.
How was it different? When you say you get butterflies, because obviously you're on centre court and on centre stage when it comes to tennis, but how is it different in golf?
I think tennis is really familiar. It's what I do, it's what I train, but playing golf, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how I would play. I didn't know what it felt like. It was a match play format, which is a format I prefer, but it was just something different. So I think there's always those nerves and that what if of something when it's different.
Your boyfriend, your partner, is also a golfer. How does he go? Is he your main mentor? I heard that you play a little bit with Pat Rafter as well.
Oh, I can't listen to Gary. I can't listen to him. We don't play together very often. I think we're both too competitive.
Yeah.
So we don't play together very often. But yeah, we went out and had a hit with Pat a few months ago. He's a very handy golfer himself. But you know, I think a lot of Aussie tennis players love to find the relaxation in golf. So I think it's a good one for all of us.
So okay, are you going to show me what you're made of here?
We can have a crack now.
From a complete golf novice that I am.
We'll see how we go.
Okay.
All right.
Naturally, no pressure here at all.
No pressure. I'm thinking Adam Scott, nice and smooth, best swing in the game, I reckon.
Wowzers. I don't know whether it's made its way back down to Sydney or not, the ball, but let's go find it.
Hopefully it's on the fairway. We'll see how we go.
I haven't stumbled across the ball yet, which isn't too bad, but it looked pretty good from up there.
Hopefully it's a little bit further down. I have a decent number coming in, but this is what I love about golf, when you actually have time to walk and think. That's not what you get in tennis. You don't have time to make decisions, and that's kind of, I don't know why I'm so attracted to golf, I think, in the end.
That's really interesting that you say that then. So when does all the decision making happen in tennis when you don't have that time and it is so split second?
A lot of practice. It comes from trying to drill yourself in a way where when the ball's positioned here, that's what I do. So it's just practice and it's trained over time. And it's also, you know, trying for me to bring some creativity into my game and trying to kind of tactically move the ball around as best I can. But all right, we're here.
Here we are.
All right, I think we're just over 100 metres out, so we'll
look at me. I don't even know where you're supposed to hit.
A little bit elevated there, so we'll see how we go. We'll have a crack. Under the wind, not perfect contact still, but we can work with that. It's playable.
Think that's very playable.
It's playable.
What do you miss the most when you're away? I don't know whether to ask you about your dogs, your boyfriend. You obviously Aunt Ash, the best aunt ever.
I tell my nieces and nephews that every day.
You've got the nieces and nephews, you've got Mum's curry night. I don't know if she still does that on a Friday, but I know you're so close to your family, and they are, as you said, that's comfort, that's home for you, it really is. What do you miss when you're away the most?
All of it, honestly. But I mean, thankfully for technology, I can chat to the kids on FaceTime. I chat to the dogs on FaceTime. I chat to Gary on FaceTime. They're only ever a phone call away, and if really, really desperate times, they're only ever a flight away too. I know that they drop everything and be with me in a heartbeat. So that's a comfort that I have, and it's been nice to spend time with them this year and not miss out on too many things that I do miss out on when I'm away. But I'm also very fortunate to be able to experience some pretty cool things as a professional tennis player and as my career.
So what's the plan? Aussie Open?
Yeah, head down to Melbourne in a couple of days' time and then start our real preparations to get ready to go.
Okay, before that though, let's try and make this for par.
See how we go.
Important matters first,
Important.
Ash. Okay.
Quick greens, I'm thinking anything inside a foot's a gimme, right? Oh, you could have kicked it in.
Stuck with it in
you could have kicked it in for me.
I was like, ooh. Well, I enjoyed watching you in action on the golf course there. Yes, you are a natural at golf as well as tennis. No surprise there, and allowing me to caddy. So what's next?
Yeah, it was great caddying. I think we had fun. I do enjoy getting out on the golf course. It's a way for me just to chill, but now it's really time to relax and we'll head down to the beach, I think.
Beach looks good. Let's go. Oh, it looks good, very inviting.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Hey, thanks for such a good day.
No worries. Thanks for coming along. Obviously a little bit of a different day. Exciting, but it was nice to break up the schedule a little bit.
Thoroughly enjoyed myself, feeling like I need to get out, dust off the old racket or even the golf clubs, to be honest with you. Enjoyed my caddying experience. I have to ask you though, before I head back to Sydney, a little bit about what's coming up for you. I know we've spoken about the Australian Open, but where it sits, the goals this year and 2021 ahead.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky period because I think I've had so much time this year to think, like a lot of people have, and you know, you start to try and think of as a player and as a person, kind of what I want to leave in the sport a little bit. And I mean, for me in my tennis, it's just about having a crack. I want to be known as that Aussie who always had a crack no matter what, went out there and got the best out of myself. And that's what I want for myself in the summer. That's what I want for the rest of my career, and that's probably something that I've sat at home a little bit and thought about a lot this year.
Do you think being around the ones that you love the most and what make you feel at home have given you a bit of a refreshed sense of that?
Absolutely. That's my energy source. That's, for me, everything that I need is at home. So, not only for my on court as well, I want to do that for my family and those that I love the most, so that they know that that's what I brought to the table every single time I went on the court. So, we'll continue to do that, but looking forward to the Aussie summer.
What does Ash Barty's legacy look like? That's bigger picture stuff, I know.
It is.
Not on the spot or anything.
But I think it is just, I want to be known as the person who always had a crack. Did it the right way, made the right decisions for the right reasons, and I did it with I don't know, almost like a real Aussie attitude. I feel like Aussies will know that's kind of, you fight, you scrap, you have a go. That's what I want, and then ultimately I want to do it with a smile on my face and have fun, and hope that little kids see that and want to have a go themselves.
And what about off the court and away from the playing arena and the competitive nature of everything that you do in that competitive environment? I see you're such a natural. You're the queen of the kids. There's got to be kids in your future for sure. I mean, I'm being very presumptuous right now, but
most definitely. I've got 2 nieces and a nephew. I love kids. I love spending time with kids on the tennis court, off the tennis court. So hopefully one day I'm lucky enough to have kids of my own, and I'm sure that they'll be little athletes, but I can't wait. I can't wait to see them grow, and maybe for me have my biggest challenge yet of potentially being a mum.
A little generation of junior Ash Bartys. That's pretty exciting, Ash.
It'd be really cool.
Would you coach them?
I'm not sure. I think, yeah, that's a maybe. If they're keen, yes. Yeah. If they're not, no.
They can do whatever they want to do. Yeah. Oh, the beach was just absolutely stunning. Thanks for taking me down to the beach. The only thing that was missing was dipping into the water, really. I've had such an amazing day, Ash. Thank you for letting me spend it with you and get a little bit of an insight into what you get up to in your spare time.
No worries. Thanks for coming along. It was nice to actually break up the schedule a little bit and have a bit of a cruisier training day, but back to the hard work now. Not long to go until the Australian Open, so I'm itching, ready to go. I can't wait to get back out there.
Can't wait to see you. I'm itching to try and be good at any sport as good as you.